When the sun shines, it's not enough to make me feel bright. It's got me suffering in the darkness. It's easy to come by on the roadside of one long lifetime. It's got me deep blue. You know I'm deep blue. When you stand there, your tired body's full of sickness and pain to show you just how helpless you really are. When you get down to the truth, it hurts me. It's got me deep blue. You know I'm deep blue. When I think of the life I'm living, pray God help me. Give me your light so I can love you and understand this repetition that keeps me here feeling deep blue. It's got me deep blue. You know I'm deep blue.
Hey there, folks. It's going to be a quick lesson for Deep Blue by George Harrison. I believe this was the B-side, the flip side to a single, if you know what a single is, the old-timers do, to the Bangla Desh song, the charity song from 1971. It's been released on a couple of compilations. It's a great deep track, Deep Blue by George Harrison. Sad because George wrote it for his dying mother at the time, so it's Deep Blue. George is very sad. The lyrics are very sad. But it's a wonderful track, and it's exactly why I have this channel. It's for songs like this. So let's get into this. I will say George also played this in the rehearsals for the concert at Bangla Desh, and that's on YouTube. You can see at least a piece of it. It sounds great, and George sounds great, of course. I don't think he played it at the shows, and I don't think he ever played it live after that, as far as I know. But a great track, and it's been lost to time, so let's remember it again. So I have the guitar in standard tuning. I'm using a capo at the 7th fret. So if you know George's guitar style, and if you're watching any of my lessons, you know George loves to capo the guitar at the 7th fret, probably one of his favorite positions. He usually likes to play it with a D shape. So, you know, here's a couple of quick ones. Right, so Here Comes the Sun would be that way. If I Needed Someone, that's, 7th fret George Harrison Beatles stuff. Here, he's not playing in a D shape. He's playing in an E shape, or an E7th is what I'm going to call it, an E7 shape. A lot of people have said this is the son of For You Blue by the Beatles by George from Let It Be. I think he capoed that one on the 5th fret. This one's the 7th fret, but it is very similar, very bluesy, very, blues chords, what George is doing, a lot of hammering, that kind of stuff. So, of course, I can never play it like George Harrison or any professional musician. This is the Judge Timbers version of the song, but I think it's pretty close. You certainly could play along to the record. And play it your own way, as I always say. So here's how I'm playing it. Let me just give you the chords real quick. There's not many, and then we'll fill in some of the little guitar runs that kind of make the song so special. Let's start with an E7. So I'm just gonna give you the chords. So we're gonna start the introduction. The introduction and the verses are all the same. So E7th with the capo, calling the chords with the capo. E7 to an A7th to an E minor 7th. Back to A7. That's really it on the chords. The verses E7th, A7th, E minor 7th, A7. And then when we get the, it's got me deep blue E7th, it's got me deep blue A7th, it's got me C7th, a C7th, back down to A7, and resolve back to the E7. So that's it. That's all the chords you need, right? So not too many. It's kind of how you play this in the funky, bluesy way George plays it that makes it so cool. It's just such a great song. And it really has a nice thumping bass. But anyway, you all know the record. So here's just an acoustic way to play this. So when we start, I'm hearing like a little hammer on in E7. Again, we're staying the same chords, E7. But I'm going to do a little hammer on the 3rd string. Just kind of catch that. And then on the high E string, high string, the bottom string, you're going to play the 4th fret. So you're going to add that note. So that's kind of the first part. Whoops. Then you're going to go to an A7 shape. And then play on the high E string 3, I think it's twice, 3, and then 2, open. So you're playing an A7 shape. I should say the one challenging thing, I think, well, I shouldn't say the one challenging thing, but with the capo on the 7th fret, it's a little hard if you have fat fingers like I do to make all these, little squeezing in. So do the best you can. I have to really concentrate to try to get the notes cleanly, and sometimes I don't, and that's okay. It's okay if you don't either. Just try your best. But it does get a little cramped up here on the 7th fret. So that's the second part. Third part, I'm going to do an E minor 7th. And E minor 7th, what I'm doing is just the 1 finger E minor 7th, playing the on the A string, the 5th string at the 2nd fret, right, the B note with the capo. But you're going to add the high E string at the 3rd fret, the G note. So that's the third part. That's all I'm going to hit, basically. And then the 4th part is the A7th. And this time you're going to start the A7th and add on the high E string the 2 and play 3 times. And then open, right? Something like this. And then you're back to the E7. So that's really it. It's good to practice this if you want to play the song. I don't know if this would sound too good without the riff. So it's going to sound something like this. I'll try to play it a little slower if I can. It's always hard for me to slow down. I know I probably speed up too much for everybody, but... So that's just play along to the record. It's everything I'm showing you is in tune to the record, so you can do that and just kind of get the feel and the speed George plays it. But it's nice tempo. It's not too fast. I'm probably playing it too fast. I usually do. A lot of people have commented about that, and I know. I can't help it. And then again, for the middle part, it's got me deep blue, just E7th. So I'm going to still do the hammer on. It's got me deep blue. You know I'm deep blue. A7th, but I'm going to add the high G on the high E string, 3rd fret, the G note, with the capo. It's got me deep blue. C7th, back to the A7th with the high G, and then you go back to the E7th. That's it, folks. That is Deep Blue by the great George Harrison. Again, I think the B-side to the Bangla Desh single from 1971. Definitely check out George's rehearsal at the concert. It's really cool to see him play this, and I think it sounds great. I wish he did it if he didn't, but I'm pretty sure he didn't. And as I said, this is the whole reason I continue to do this channel, is for songs like this. I think I knew this song, but I think, as always, I heard this discussed on one of the Beatle podcasts. Can't remember off the top of my head, but somebody was talking about Deep Blue, and I just said, oh, I got to cover that. And here we are. So thank you, folks, for watching. I really appreciate it. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you all soon with another lesson. Take care.